The Mad Angel is a new solo boss that was introduced as part of the player-designed island update. It's located in the Ardaglis Cathedral on the island of Wyrmscraig. In order to access this boss, you'll need to complete the Fallen from Grace quest, which requires 62 sailing, 60 crafting, 47 runecraft, and 53 mining. I'd also strongly recommend you have at least 65 attack and strength, as well as 43 prayer for protection prayers. So let's go ahead and get geared up for the fight. The Mad Angel is weak to Crush, so bring your best Crush weapon. It's also weak to Golembane, which makes the Granite Hammer the best in slot weapon. But if you don't have that, any of the weapons shown will do just fine. For your armor, the most important stats to focus on are melee strength bonus and Crush accuracy. That makes Inquisitor best in slot, but lower tier items like the Fighter Torso and Helm of Natisnot will work just fine. The boss also does a decent amount of chip damage throughout the fight, so a Ring of Recoil is actually a solid option if you don't have any rings that give strength bonus. For your inventory setup, you'll want to bring 1 super combat, 4 to 5 prayer potions, and a bunch of food. Plus, of course, a teleport there, a teleport out, and optionally a few other items to help increase your DPS. The first of those items is a Book of the Dead with runes for thralls. The Mad Angel has a ton of health, so the extra DPS from the thralls will go a long way. You may also want to bring a spec weapon. The best option there is to bring a defense reducing spec, since the boss is pretty tanky. Otherwise, you can bring a spec weapon with a high max hit, such as a God Sword, Crystal Halberd, or Arcan Blade. I'll explain why once we get into the actual fight. Now that we're all geared up, it's time to head over to the boss. The quickest way to get there is by using an Ardaglis teleport, which takes you right outside the cathedral. Enter the cathedral and climb over the broken pew. The second quickest way is by using a Slayer Ring. Teleport to Wyrmscraig Cavern, run north, then click on the golem to go into the cathedral basement. Then go up the stairs and you're there. The last viable way to get there is using a Necklace of Passage. Teleport to Wyrmscraig, then go west and climb up the rocks. Note that you have to mine the rocks from the top first before you can climb them. If you haven't mined the rocks yet and you don't have access to the other teleports, you'll have to sail your boat into the cave on the southwest of the island and run through the caverns to the cathedral basement. Now it's finally time to get into the fight. Sip your super combat, put up protect melee and piety, and click the boss to start the fight. Then use a defense reducing spec if you have it. The boss's basic attack is a melee slash with her sword, which deals up to 5 damage through prayer. She also has 3 special attacks that she will use randomly throughout the fight. The first special is the ground slam, where she charges up a big slash with her sword, then hits an entire direction. You can avoid this by running directly behind the boss. She will use this attack 4 times in a row, so make sure to run behind her each time she turns to look at you. If you fail to dodge the attack, you'll take around 10 to 15 damage through prayer. Her next special attack is the light orb. She'll lob a ball of light toward a random tile in the room. Stand on the shadow to bounce the orb back to the boss and deal around 20 damage. This will happen 3 times in a row, targeting 3 different tiles. If you fail to stand on the shadow before the orb reaches it, the orb will explode and you'll take around 30 damage, which can be reduced by Protect from Magic. Note that your thrall may cover up the shadow. The last special attack is the Mage Parry. She'll charge up her sword with blue lightning and then unleash it on the player. Wait 5 ticks or until her wings are all the way back, then pray Mage. If you time it correctly, you'll take 0 damage and your next attack against the boss will be a guaranteed max hit. You can also 1-tick flick Protect Magic to guarantee a successful parry. If you have a high damage spec weapon, this would be the time to use it. Note that for multiple hit weapons like the Crystal Halberd, only the first hit splat gets the guaranteed max hit. Or if you want to make things a little interesting, you can bring a full Darok switch and camp low HP to get a huge hit. But if that sounds like too much effort, you can just stick to your main weapon. If you mess up the timing on the Mage Parry, you'll take damage based on how far off you were. If you're too early, you'll take about 5 damage for each tick you had Protect Magic up. If you're too late, you'll take about 30 damage. Once the boss goes below half health, she'll say ... and enter the second phase of the fight. During During this phase, she'll constantly spam special attacks for the rest of the fight, and her ground slam and mage parry special attacks will be a bit tougher to deal with. The ground slam special will happen faster, and she'll use it 6 times in a row instead of 4. And the mage parry special will happen 3 times in a row with different timing for each one. Wait 5 ticks for the first parry like normal, then 3 ticks for the second, and 1 tick for the third. Or you can just 1 tick flick through the whole thing. All 3 of these parries give you a guaranteed max hit, but it's hard to take advantage of them all due to how close together the second and third ones are. Once you've defeated the boss, she drops some loot and turns back into a statue for 20 ticks before she respawns. Her regular loot tends to be worth around 10 to 20k alongside a guaranteed drop of granite dust, but she also has a big ticket item, the Hallowfell, which is an AoE melee weapon that hits up to 3 enemies in 5 tiles around the front and sides of the player. She's also an extremely good source of hard clues, dropping them at a rate of 1 in 25. And that's everything you need to know about the Mad Angel, but just in case you want to see the fight in a bit more detail, I've got a full uncut fight for you right now.